Okay. Good, good. I'll do it first in English and then I'll try to do it in Spanish.
Sure. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, everyone ready? ¿Todos listos? Okay, Sergeant Washington Moscoso, Washington Moscoso. Just after 2 o'clock, officers were dispatched to the 2300 block of Southwest Military Drive for a shooting in progress. Initial details indicated that there was a victim on the scene that had been shot. Officers arrived within about a minute after being dispatched and located the victim, immediately started rendering aid to the victim. Suspect information was being gathered and broadcast over the radio so other arriving officers could start looking for the suspect involved. The officers relocated the victim outside and continued rendering aid until EMS made the location and transported the victim to a local hospital in critical condition. Officers' preliminary investigation discovered that this was an isolated incident involving two parties that had previous history together. One party was at the food court when the second group of individuals arrived and confronted the first party, exchanging words. That altercation became physical, and during that physical altercation, the suspect produced a weapon and shot the victim one time in the torso. The suspect and his friends then fled the location, and the officers that put the information out, the officers arriving, immediately began canvassing the location or the surrounding areas, and at this moment we have several individuals detained for questioning. Homicide detectives are on scene and they started conducting their more thorough investigation. Let me do it in Spanish real quick and then I'll answer any questions, okay? Ya después de las 2 de la tarde, oficiales fueron despachados aquí al 2300 bloque de Southwest Military Drive para un balazo en una tira de un shooting in progress. Detalles iniciales indicaron que había una víctima que tenía herida de bala. La policía que llegaron encontraron a la víctima y comenzaron a ayudarlo dándole first aid y estaban obteniendo información de los sospechosos para dar a otros oficiales que fueron llegando en el radio. Esos oficiales movieron a la víctima afuera de la locación para esperar que la ambulancia llegó para llevarlo a un hospital local y la víctima está en condiciones críticas. Oficiales, la información inicial dice que fue una situación isolada de dos grupos de gente que se conocían antes. Un grupo de gente estaban aquí en el food court cuando el segundo grupo llegó y comenzaron a dar palabras, comenzaron a pelear. Esta pelea se hizo físico. Dentro de esa pelea, el sospechoso sacó una pistola y dio un balazo a la víctima. El sospechoso y su grupo corrieron de la locación y oficiales comenzaron a buscar al sospechoso y su grupo. En este momento la policía tenemos varios individuos detenidos para questioning, para ver qué pasó. Los detectives de homicidio llegaron y están empezando su investigación. Okay?
One victim, one shooter.
At this time, there's one victim, one shooter.
How many guys do you have in custody right now, and are you looking for any more?
Right now, I believe we have 4 individuals in custody, and we are still looking for, I believe, one more.
Is the suspected shooter in custody, or is he the one?
I don't have that information right now.
¿Cuántos hay bajo custodia ahorita? ¿Cuántos detenidos?
Tenemos, de la última que yo oí, tenemos 4 individuos detenidos ahora y estamos buscando, yo creo que uno más. Homicide detectives are on scene conducting their investigation. He left here in critical condition to a local hospital. Yep.
Hay mucha actividad en el HEB
Ajá,
ahorita.
ajá.
¿Hay peligro para la gente en este momento?
No, lo que pasó es que los sospechosos corrieron de aquí, parece que llegaron allá por el HEB, pero HEB cerraron por un tiempo, oficiales fueron allá, detenidos la gente que estaban allí, pero ahora está abierto y está seguro. The question was, there was a lot of activity at the HEB. Initial reports were that the suspects fled from this location towards the HEB. Officers made the location, detained individuals at the HEB. HEB went on shutdown or lockdown for a little bit. They are open. HEB is safe. I did want to iterate this was an isolated incident. This was not an active shooter incident. I know there was a lot of social media posts and a lot of rumors that this was an active shooter situation at this location. We just want to reiterate this was an isolated incident between two groups of people that had history together. This was not is not a active shooter situation. I don't know what the history of the two individual groups were prior to this, but I don't know that it's gang related or not.
The approximate ages of the two?
They were juveniles, or young adults, or juveniles. I don't have the exact ages for anyone involved at this
How
time.
many scenes do you guys have?
¿Qué? ¿Uno qué? Hay un sospechoso y una víctima. Yeah, one suspect and one victim. We're detaining people involved to get more information, but right now there was one person who shot one victim.
Couple more questions, guys.
Did you say that the suspects and the victims were all juveniles?
It appears that all parties involved were juveniles or very young adults.
You guys investigating how they got the gun if they weren't on the HEB?
We're investigating everything at this point.
Did you recover weapons?
At this time, I think that we're still looking for the weapon, but I haven't got one word official one way or another.
Organized evacuation from the mall that you're aware of?
As soon as officers arrived, they determined that it was people were evacuating the mall. Officers determined that it was an isolated incident. I believe the area of the food court was quartered off right away, but there was no mass evacuation of the mall. Sí, el food court fue cerrado y la gente fueron sacados de ahí.
How many scenes do you guys have right now?
We have one crime scene. We have the other scene where officers were rendering aid to the victim, and then the further perimeter is where we were looking for other suspects involved.
HEB, there's also some officers at the Wendy's. Are those the only two other locations that are looking?
We were looking for any leads where people were calling in where they saw anyone that had the suspects may have gone. We're looking into those, but all those areas have been cleared by this point.
El tiroteo final, ya una palabra. El tiroteo fue adentro, afuera y,
Fue en la locación del food court.
y nada más una persona herida.
Una persona herida, una persona que es sospechoso.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.